Hello, my name is Cynthia Tugis, and I am the Director of Digital Learning for Falmouth Public Schools. Welcome to Google Classroom, an overview for families, Part 2B. In this video, we are going to continue looking at the Classwork tab and working with assignments. So let's log into Google Classroom to begin. Since we are looking at classroom assignments, we will want to navigate to the classwork page by clicking on the second tab located at the top of the page. As we saw in the previous video, there are a few ways that Google Classroom allows you to navigate through your assignments, and we looked at both the Google Calendar option as well as the View Your Work option. Now we are going to take a look at the different types of assignments and posts your teacher may be posting to Google Classroom. Please remember that it is always best to check with your teachers about specific assignments and directions, but this video will give you a general overview of the types of assignments that you will see within Google Classroom. The first thing we are going to look at are topics. Topics are a way that teachers organize their posted assignments for you, and in this class example, the teacher is organizing their assignment by subject. So if you look under the topics of morning meeting, English language arts, mathematics, you will see your teacher's assignments are listed by date. And you will notice next to each date, there are icons or symbols that represent the different types of assignments your teacher may be giving you. For example, if we look under morning meeting for October 5th, we will see that this icon or symbol looks like a book with a bookmark. And this icon or symbol stands for a material. Notice that this symbol is grayed out compared to these other icons, which are darker. That is because a material is just something that your teacher wants you to have access to, but it's not something that you necessarily have to turn in. So when we click on this example and click on View Material, we can see that your teacher has provided you with a video that she or he would like you to view. Sometimes this is an article that they would like you to read, but for this particular example, it is a video. And notice there are no options for you to turn any work in. So let's click on our class title and click back on the Classwork tab and continue looking at different types of assignments. So if we look under the topic of English language arts and the assignment that is posted for October 5th through the 9th, we will see that the symbol or icon has a question mark symbol on it. This indicates that your teacher has posed a question to you. Also, notice how this is a darker color than the materials icon. This is because there is something you actually have to do and complete with this particular assignment. So we'll go ahead and click on the assignment and then scroll down to View Questions so we can open it up in its expanded view. Notice you have the question here and an area on the right-hand side where you can answer this multiple choice question that your teacher has posed to you. Also notice in green it says assigned. After you've turned it in, this area will change. So let's go ahead and answer the question. How many days are there in a week? And you would choose the correct option, 3 days, 5 days, or 7. I will click 7 days, and notice the turn in button now is a dark color, indicating that it wants you to now select it, to click on it to submit your answer. So I will click turn in, and Google will often ask you twice, are you sure you want to submit this answer, just to verify that yes, in fact, you do want to turn in your answer to your teacher. Notice now that a sign button in green is now grayed out, or a darker gray, and it says turned in. So I will go back, click on my title, click back on the classwork tab, and we'll continue looking at some more examples of assignments. So now if we return back to the topic of English language arts, and this time under October 13th through the 16th, noticing again that lighter shaded gray, it's been completed, and this one is still a darker color, so we need to attend to that one. We would click on the assignment and click on View Assignment. And Google will often, when you first start using Google Classroom, it will give you these little pop-up windows that provide you with additional instructions. In this case, this pop-up window is telling us to make sure that we click the blue turn in button when we are completed with our work, so our teacher actually receives our completed work. So I'll just say got it and continue on. So here we have, using the Google Doc, answer all of the questions and then turn in your work. So I would click on the Google Doc if I were the student, and I would fill in the answers the teacher is asking me. Another pop-up window. Now, had we gone and completed that Google Doc and answered all of our teacher's questions, and we were ready to submit, we'd come over here to the right-hand side of this assignment window, and we would click Turn In. And again, are we sure we want to turn it in? Yes, we are. Click Turn In. And now it shows up here that it has been turned in, and I will click on the title of the class again, and then back using the classwork tab to continue through. All right, so our next example is under the topic of mathematics, October 5th through the 9th. And for this particular example, we are going to be looking at an assignment that asks students to annotate a PDF document, which normally is not something that you can interact with. A student wouldn't normally be able to interact with a PDF document, such as a worksheet, to be able to fill it in online. However, Falmouth Public Schools is now using a program called CAMI. And when students open up a file, a PDF file within CAMI, it does give them the availability, and it does integrate with Google Classroom, as you'll see here, for students to be able to annotate and provide answers right on that PDF document. So I'll go ahead and click on the assignment, and then click on View Assignment to expand my window. Again, another pop-up window with additional directions pops up within Google Classroom. Eventually, these will go away once you see them all. But it's telling me that if I want to talk to my teacher, I can use the private comments window and type in a little comment to my teacher and click this little arrow to send it to my teacher. So I'll just click OK. I got that. Thank you for that tip. All right. So here we are in our October 5th through the 9th mathematics example using CAMI. And one of the options teachers have is to provide this additional preview that you see here is for additional directions on how to use CAMI within Google Classroom. For right now, we're going to just jump right into the PDF document so I can show you what that's going to look like. And when the PDF opens and we choose to open it in CAMI, because a window will pop up saying open it in CAMI, you will now see that your students have all of this toolbar with all of these various annotation or markup choices. So, for instance, text box, a student could add a text box, they could add shapes. In this case, we are going to be, it's a more traditional worksheet where we are matching shapes. So draw a line from each shape on the left to the same shape on the right. So I'll use this drawing tool and I will choose purple and I will go ahead and begin dragging across to draw a line from each shape on the left to the same shape on the right. And then once I'm finished, I will be able to turn this in for my teacher as well. And I can go ahead and click turn in when I'm back on my assignment window because I know I'm completed. And yes, Google, I do want to turn this assignment that I've completed to my teacher. And I will click back on the title of the class and back to classwork where I can now see, and if I scroll through all of the assignments we just looked at, they started off a darker color, but as you complete them, they all turn this lighter shade. In this case, it's a light gray. So again, remember that it's always best to check with your teachers about specific assignments and directions. But I hope this overview of the classwork tab and assignments in Google Classroom has been helpful.